Now we're going to look at the structure of the ear. The ear is divided into three parts: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. I'm going to draw the ear. So here's the first part. This is called the pinna. And that's the outside of your ear, the part that you can see. And the pinna leads to the external auditory, and you will also see acoustic meatus. And a meatus is like a pathway. So the external auditory meatus. And that's just where your ear canal. So those two parts make up the outer ear. The next part of the ear is the middle ear. The middle ear begins with the tympanic membrane. You also know that is your eardrum. And the tympanic membrane connects to the three auditory ossicles. 1, 2, 3. And the three auditory ossicles are the malleus, the incus, and the stapes. And I'm just going to put the first letter of each of those in there just because of space. So malleus, incus, and stapes, the hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup. I remember them as MIS, M-I-S. The third part of the ear is the inner ear. And the inner ear begins right here. The inner ear begins with the oval window. And what you'll notice is that the base of the stapes, which impinges on the oval window, is oval shaped. It's a stirrup, and it's shaped like an oval, so that impinges on the oval window. And then that leads to the rest of the ear, the inner ear. And I'm not going to try to draw that here, but there's the cochlea, which is shaped like a snail. And I'm going to kind of stretch it out right here. So that leads to the cochlea. And I will draw this one separately. The cochlea has a nerve attached to it. Here's the nerve. And then there's another branch of the nerve that's attached to the semicircular canals. And those are three round canals, 1, 2, 3. That I'm going to draw again in very simple diagrammatic view right here. So there's a nerve that goes to both of those. And that nerve continues on to the brain. That nerve is cranial nerve 8. You guys know that already. That's the vestibulocochlear nerve. The vestibulocochlear nerve goes to the brain. So when sound passes through the ear, the sound is collected by the pinna, the external ear. It passes through the external auditory meatus. And sound is just vibrating air. The sound causes the tympanic membrane to vibrate, to move back and forth. That makes the malleus move, which makes the incus move, which makes the stapes move. And they concentrate that movement into a smaller space, and that makes the oval window move. When the oval window moves, fluid inside the cochlea moves. And in a magic process that I'll talk about later, that causes neurons to fire, and the neuron sends the signal via the vestibulocochlear nerve to the temporal lobe of the brain. The semicircular canals are involved in balance, and when things move inside the semicircular canals because you move your head, that also sends a signal through cranial nerve 8 to the brain.